Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to the session. Can you hear me? If yes, please type yes in the chat box as a confirmation. Thank you very much. Thank you all for your interest in learning shell scripting. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. Thank you. Welcome to the day 2. What's the plan for today? What is a scripting language? We'll have some discussion about difference between scripting language and programming language. Okay. We'll discuss about echo command. Very important activity or very important concepts of today's session is working with variables. Okay, how can we create variables? What are read-only variables? What is a read command? How can we prompt the option? We can use it for accepting the values on the keyboard. Pipe operator, cut command, redirection operator, error redirection, combination of error redirection as well as output redirection. So these are all many topics for a plan for a today's session. Clear? Okay. So without any delay, let's get started. Yes. Before moving on to today's session, let's have interaction with some of the participants. Let's start with Ganesh. Good evening, Ganesh. Yes, your question, please.
Scripting language used in a YAML file like Jenkins, Docker, and execute in GitLab,
Please repeat your
Gitrunner
question.
as well.
No,
Sir,
please
these
repeat it.
cells, sir, I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, these scripting language in use YAML file or
No, we will
Jenkins
not use
file.
YAML file here. Okay,
Okay,
we will not use YAML file. It's purely shell scripting.
okay,
Okay.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, Manoj. How are you? Your location? I can see your hand raised, Manoj. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm from Guwahati.
Yes.
So my question is, when we say which bash, it gives a different bash path, and when I say uh, echo,
No. Your question is.
if I say
No.
echo
One minute.
bash, yes, yes,
Your question was which bash?
yes.
The question is wrong. It's not which bash. Which shell?
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, but sir, no,
Bash
it's
is an example of a shell. Are you there in the yesterday's session?
yes, sir.
Warn is example of a shell. Like bash shell, we have warn shell. We have K shell.
Yes,
There are multiple shells. These shells are responsible for running the commands and getting the output. Clear, Manoj?
so my question is little
No, okay.
different. I
Yeah.
need to rephrase my question.
Yes.
There is this command in Ubuntu. If I say which bash, so it will tell me the list of the bash available in my system. So actually
of?
default bash, not list, default bash. Again, if I say echo dollar capital shell, so it will show me list of the all shells. So I was
You
confused
have to
here.
wait.
Which
We have to wait. There's something called default shell.
okay,
Okay. There's something called
sure,
default shell.
sure.
There's something called current shell. There's something called
Okay,
out and list of shells. So you will understand those in the coming
okay,
sessions.
sir.
Okay,
Okay,
Manoj?
sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything
Yes.
more?
No, sir. Thank you.
Do you know shell before, Manoj? It's the first time.
Yes, sir. Yes, I know.
Okay. Okay. So your experience?
Python developer.
Very good. Okay. Good. Good, Manoj. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
One more interaction. Good evening, Sima. You are now allowed to unmute and talk, Sima.
Sorry, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, yesterday class I lately joined, so not allowed. So yesterday, what topic going on?
You can watch the video which is there in our YouTube channel.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Yes.
Okay. So yesterday's video, today's video. It's also tomorrow. The first 3 videos will be available in our YouTube channel. Okay. Just search with Logic Labs. Do you know our YouTube channel?
No,
Seema?
sir. No, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
1 minute. 1 minute. Participants, this is day 1 of shell scripting. It is yesterday's session. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Which I'm just posting in the chat box. Thank you very much. Final call before moving on to today's session. Solomon, how are you? Good morning.
Hi, Sunny. Good morning.
Yes, your question.
Hey, my question is this class going to be practical? Like, you know how you did the Django, where you develop and then you show us how to do it physically on the system. Is that how this class
Yes, this is practical.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Sunny.
Are you there in the previous session?
Yeah, I've been following all your classes. I have 2 jobs now, AWS and Azure.
Wow. Good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Software development.
Thank you very much.
And Kubernetes.
Very good, very good. And shell scripting is very important. I hope you know that.
I do. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's good to see you again.
Nice to meet you.
All right, nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Let's go on. A plan today. What is a scripting language? Okay, look at this. Shell script is interpreter based. Interpreter based. That means whatever the commands you write it in a shell script, that gets executed line by line. Interpreter based languages will execute line by line. Interpreter based languages are called as scripting languages. Anything which gets executed line by line is called a scripting language. For example, shell scripting, PowerShell, JavaScript, Python is also considered a scripting language. Everything that gets executed line by line. Whereas there are few languages which are not interpreter based, they're compiler based languages. Languages which are compiler based are called as programming languages. Programming languages checks the syntax of the entire program. Let's say you're writing 10 lines of program. Let's say you write 10 lines of Java program. Let's say you have written 10 lines of Java program. Once you write a program, whenever you compile the Java program, I hope you know or not, first it will check for the syntaxes. If there are any syntax errors, the program will not start. You have to fix the syntax errors, make sure that the program is completely error-free as per syntax, and then you have to run the program. So the entire program is validated as per syntax. Then only once the program is valid as per syntax, the program execution will start. This is the behavior of a programming language. Whereas scripting language, you may write 10 lines of scripting. You have written 10 lines of program, 10 lines of scripting language. Maybe in line number 4, there is a syntax error. But when you run that particular script, the program starts. So all the lines before the error will be executed and then the program gets terminated. So that's a behavior. Anything which is interpreter based or called as scripting languages, compiler based languages are called as programming languages. This is just for information. Okay. Now, to get into the practicals, yesterday I have shown you Linux on VMware. Now I want to create a Linux machine on AWS Cloud. So I hope you are familiar with AWS Cloud. Let's proceed with logging into AWS. EC2. So these are existing machines. I want to create a new Linux machine. So launch instances. I name it as Linux machine. I want to create a Red Hat flavor of Linux. I go with Red Hat Linux version 9. Instance type T2 micro, that's okay. I will need to create a new key pair. Key pair name can be anything. For example, I'm writing it as KP with today's date 17. This is the name of the key pair. I will be connecting to this Linux machine using PuTTY. So I'll be downloading PuTTY private key, PK file, create a key pair. I'm downloading the key pair in E drive Sunil folder. This is the location I'm downloading the key pair. Key pair is nothing but file with extension.ppk. That's it. That's it. Launch instance. We are creating a new Linux machine on AWS Cloud. View instances. This is the machine one which we have just now created. Within a minute, the machine will be running state. This is the AWS Cloud Platform. We have created a Linux machine on AWS. From my personal laptop, how can I connect to the Linux machine? You need a terminal. The terminal which I am using to connect to the Linux machine is PuTTY. As you can see, the machine is running. How to connect to the machine? How to connect to this Linux machine? Select the machine, click on connect. Go to SSH client. Don't copy the complete SSH command. Just copy is user at DNS. Okay. This will be the connection string. I'll be using this connection string in my terminal called PuTTY, open PuTTY. For the first time, I'm a little clear. I want to be very clear, especially for the newcomers. So this is my connection string copy. I will provide it here in the host name. And PuTTY needs a PPK file. I hope you remember we have downloaded the PPK file in E drive Sunil folder. So you have to mention the PPK file under SSH, under authentication, under credentials, private key. That's nothing but a PPK file which is available in E drive Sunil folder. This is k17.ppk file. Perfect. Click on open. Are you sure you want to connect? Yes. Participants, I have successfully connected to the Linux machine. Okay. So for better visibility, I will be changing the settings. I will be increasing the font size. Good. Now it's very clear. Super. So I have connected to the Linux machine. Who am I to know the current user using which we have connected? So I have connected with the user EC2-user. Where did I mention that I have connected using EC2-user in the connection string? Can you see? EC2-user is a username. So using this username, I have connected to the Linux machine. Perfect. So we will be working out all the practicals of today's session on a Red Hat Linux machine, which is created on cloud, AWS Cloud. Let's proceed. All my examples, which I'm doing in today's session, I'll be creating a directory, mkdir. I'll be creating a directory called Sunil. So directory is created. LS to see list of all the files and directories. You can see this is the directory which I have created. Let me enter into the directory. Yes, now I'm pointing to the Sunil directory. PWD stands for current path. Currently, I'm pointing to /home/EC2. Under EC2, I have created directory. Now I'm pointing to the Sunil directory. Right now, your directory is empty. Nothing. I'll be creating a file. I'll be creating a shell script. You all know shell script is a file with extension .sh. I'm creating a shell script. In this shell script, I'm writing 4 echo statements. I hope you remember what echo statement we have discussed in the previous session. Echo is used to display the output in the terminal. Whatever you write it in double quotes, as it is will be printed. So I'm writing an echo hello, echo h1, echo some characters PQRS and ABCD. Let me enter these 4 echo statements in a file called as sample2.sh file. So using the VI editor, I'm creating a file. The name of the file is sample2.sh. Go to insert mode. And in my script, in my shell script, I am mentioning 4 echo statements. Escape, :WQ to save and quit. I'm done with creating the file. ls to see list of all the files. Right now, there's only one file which I have created, sample2.sh. If you want to read the information, you can also get the information by using cat command, cat sample2.sh. You can see the content in this particular file is 4 lines of content. Okay, I want to run this file. I want to run this shell script. How do you run this particular shell script? We have done this in the previous session, sh. And I want to run this particular file. What's the file name? Sample2.sh. What will be the result? What will be the result? Obviously, your answer is Sunil. It's very simple. We get the result hello, h1, PQRS, ABCD, because every echo command will give some output on the terminal. Yes, my question is, hello, h1, PQRS, ABCD. Do you think the output will be shown in 4 different lines, or do you think that the output will be in one single line? That's what should be your observation should be. Please observe. Yes, as expected, we are getting the output as hello, h1, PQRS, ABCD. Whatever you mentioned in double quotes, that's as it is printed on the terminal. But very important observation, every echo statement, once it gets executed, the control will come to next line and h1 gets executed. By default, once every echo statement comes with carriage return, control comes to next line. So every echo statement will get the output in the next line. So observation, we got the result in 4 lines. That means your observation is once the echo statement executed, cursor comes to next line. Once the first echo statement got executed, that is printed, and then the cursor comes to next line. H1 is printed, by default cursor comes to next line. Okay, now I don't want the cursor to come to next line. Whenever you do not want the cursor to come to next line, so you have to use -n option. You have to use -n option. Very important observation, -n. When you use -n, the cursor will not come to next line. The cursor will remain in the same line. The -n option, I am using it for the first echo statement, important observation. I am not using for the remaining echo statement. I am using it for the first echo statement. So let's modify this particular shell script. VI, file name, sample2.sh. I go to insert mode. I make some changes to my first line. What is the option I'm using? -n. When you use -n, the cursor will not come to the next line. Cursor will remain in the same line. Escape, :WQ to save and quit. Now let's run the file sh, sample2.sh. What will be the output? First, hello will be printed. As you have used -n, cursor will not come to new line. Cursor will remain in the same line. And then h1 will be printed. For the second echo statement, have you used -n? For the second echo statement, have you used -n? You have not used, so it will take the default behavior. So hello will be printed and the cursor will remain the same line. Next echo statement gets executed, it will be in the same line. And then for this particular echo statement, there is no -n. So by default, it comes to next line. So PQRS. So like this, whenever you don't want the results in the new line, when you want the results in the same line, please use -n option. Okay. What happens if you use -n in all the lines? In all the echo command, if I use -n, hello will be printed, cursor will remain the same line, H1, PQRS, everything will be in the same line. Let's do that. PI, sample2.sh. Sorry, go to insert mode, -n option, -n option, escape, open, W to 7 quit. The complete result are you getting in the same line? Please observe here. Hello, H1, PQRS, are you getting in the same line? Perfect. You're getting in the same line. So this is just a small -n option with respect to echo command. Next. The most important part of today's session is defining a variable. Working with variables. In shell scripting, you can create variables. You can store data in the variables. Like in any other languages, you can create variables. In shell scripting is no different. You can create variables. How to create a variable? Very simple. Variable name and the corresponding value. How to create a variable in shell script? Very simple. Variable name and corresponding value. I want to create a variable with the name A and I want to store a value 10. So A equal to 10 is the way we can create a variable. As simple as that. Very important observation. There is no concept of data type. When you're creating a variable, did I mention that it is an integer data type or is it a string data type? No. Is it a number? No. There is no concept of data type in shell scripting. Just mention the variable and the corresponding value which you want to assign to that particular variable. That's how you can create a variable. As simple as that. Once a variable is created, how can we access the value which is stored inside the variable? Variable A is a variable. The name of the variable is A. And what is the value we are storing? As simple, we are storing a value 10. How can I access the value? How can I print the value 10 in the variable? We can access the value stored in the variable by prefixing its name with $sign. By prefixing the name with the $sign. Let's proceed with a simple example. Creating a shell script, sample3.sh. Creating a shell script, sample3.sh. My dear participants, how many lines of code? Only 2 lines of code. What are we doing in line 1? What are we doing in line 1? Yes, you are right. We are creating a variable. What's the name of the variable? Variable name is A. And what is the value I'm storing? 10. I want to display the value which is inside the variable. Whenever you want to display the value inside the variable echo, you have to use $A. Dollar is used whenever you want to display the value inside the variable. So let's do that. Right now I have created one shell script. I'm creating one more shell script, sample3.sh. PI. Sample3.sh. I'm creating a shell script. Go to insert mode. A equal to 10. Creating a variable, storing a value 10 into the variable, and I want to print the value 10. Echo. Use $variable name. That's it. Escape, $WQ, save and quit. And how to run this? sh. What is the name of the file? Sample3.sh. Are you able to get the output 10? Perfect. That's all. A very important observation, there is no concept of data type. There is no concept of data type. Clear? Clear about how to create a variable? Let's proceed. I want to modify this particular file with a small change. What is the small change I'm doing? I'm giving a space after the equal to symbol and before the equal to symbol. There's no space here. Let me make some changes. Open the file using the VI editor. Whenever you want to open the file, you have to open it by using the VI editor. Sample3.sh. Go to insert mode. I'm giving some spaces. After A, there's a space. After the equal to, there's a space. So I'm giving some additional spaces. Just want to know the behavior of shell scripting, :WQ to save and quit. Now I run the file sh. File name, sample3.sh. Are you getting an error? Error at line 1. So we get an error. So do not use unnecessary spaces. Spaces are very, very important. Don't give unnecessary spaces. There are some programming languages which supports spaces, like in Python, but here it's different. So make sure that you create without any errors. Let me remove the spaces. Escape. Now run the file. Is it working fine? Yes. So clear, my dear participants, I have shown you how to create a variable. Let's move on. Okay. Who wants to talk to me with respect to this particular example? Please raise your hand. Who wants to talk to me with respect to this particular example? Please raise your hand. Good evening, Ramchandra.
Hi, Sunil. Good evening.
Okay. I have some questions with respect to this example. Okay. What is the file name?
Sample3.sh.
How many variables we are creating?
We have 3 variables,
Okay. What are the names of the variables?
A and B, C.
Perfect. So what is the output of this command? Or what happens when I run the program?
Okay, we got 10 and 20.5 and Sunil has the output.
You will get the output in the same line or in 3 different lines?
Yeah, 3 different lines.
Okay. What is the important observation? Can you explain about this particular line?
That Sunil has data type, different data type.
Sunil is a string. Agree?
Yeah, string. Yeah.
When we are dealing with strings, double quotes is mandatory.
Mandatory.
Did I use double quotes for number?
Nothing. No use of
Only for
strings.
Strings, you have to deal with double quotes. That's a very important observation. Let's create this particular file and run it.
Okay, sir.
vi sample3.sh. We already have this sample3.sh. So that's okay. So we'll modify this. I delete this existing line, go to insert mode. Escape, :EQ to save and quit. How to run this particular file, Ramchandra?
By using sh command, sh card space is nothing but file.
You know this or you already know shell scripting or the first time you learn?
No, the first time only.
Is it simple?
Nothing but before I attended this class, I have reviewed this yesterday's class. That's why I'm able to do. Yeah, simple.
Is it the expected output? Perfect.
Yes, Sunil.
Thank you, Ramchandra.
Yeah, thank you, Sunil.
Ramchandra, could you please unmute again?
Yeah, Sunil.
Can you guess the output of this program?
I think we only got A equal to 10. Nothing but 10 all the output.
Okay. Please be online, Ramchandra.
Yeah.
Look at this. So I'm creating a new file, sample4.sh using the VI editor.
Sorry. I can't see 10 and 20 as outputs.
1 minute. Sample4.sh. So total, how many lines of code, Ramchandra? 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of code.
4 lines.
Escape, :EQ to save and quit. Okay. Can you explain line number 1? What's happening in line number 1?
Yeah, in line number 1, nothing but assigning the value to the A variable A.
What is the output of line number 2?
It will give the variable value, nothing but 10.
10 is the output.
Yeah.
What happens in line number 3?
It will assign the value to the variable.
We already have value 10, right?
Yeah.
Is it the same variable or new variable?
Yeah, it's the same variable.
So what will happen?
I think A equal to 10 will give the output.
What is the output of line number 4?
Yeah, actually it has to give 20, but
my question is, what is the output of line number 4?
I think it will give 20.
Okay, so you mean to say the output is
20.
First echo statement output is 10. Second echo statement, the output is 20. That's what you're expecting, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you mean
yes,
to say
Sunil.
the old value 10 will be replaced with the
New
new
value.
value 20. That's what you mean to say. Agree?
Yes, Sunil.
Let's test whether your understanding is correct or not. So let's run this particular file. sh sample4.sh. So yes, your understanding is right, Ramchandra. The first echo, this line number 2 is giving the output as 10. Now what happens in line number 3? The old value is replaced with the new value 20. And then the next echo statement, obviously, there's no more old value available. The output is 20. Am I clear? So can we change the values? Yes, obviously, variables are the ones can change the values. Now the value is 10. Next I can change the value. Next 10, can I change a equal to 30? Isn't it?
Yes,
Variables
yes.
can be modified. Okay? Clear, Ramchandra?
Yeah, clear, Sunil.
Okay. Ramchandra,
Yeah, yes, Sunil.
look at this. Can you read this?
Read-only variables.
Can you guess the concept? What do you mean by read-only variables? By looking at a name, you have to guess the concept. What do you mean by read-only variables? Read-only.
I think we won't able to change the variable.
Correct. We cannot change the value
values.
here. The variable A, previous value is 10. I have changed it to 20. Okay. Please look at this. Participants, please have a look at it. A variable can be marked read-only. You have to exclusively mark a variable is read-only. What happens when you mark a variable is read-only? When you mark a variable as read-only, we cannot change the value. The value is fixed. You cannot change that particular value. Those kind of variables, when you don't want the value to be changed. Variables where you don't want the value to be changed, those are called as read-only variables. So look at the example. Line number 1 is nothing special. I'm creating a variable, assigning a value 10 to that particular variable. Okay. This variable A, I don't want the variable A to be modified. I want the variable A to be fixed, always 10. So I want to mark that variable as read-only. How do you mark a variable? You have to exclusively mark a variable as a read-only variable. How do you use it? By using a keyword called read-only. There's a keyword called read-only. And which variable you want to make read-only? There can be 2, 3 variables. You have to mention which variable you want to make it read-only. Variable A, I want to make it read-only. That's what you have mentioned the variable name. Once you mark a variable as read-only, can I change the variable A to 20 now? Can we do it? Let's try it. Let's try with the read-only variable. So creating a new file, sample5.sh. Insert mode, 3 lines of script. As simple as that. Escape, :WQ, save and quit. I'm running this particular file, sh, sample5.sh. Ramchandra, what will be the output?
A equal to 10 only, Sunil.
What is the output?
A equal to nothing but 10.
Did I write an echo statement here?
Oh, sorry.
Is there any echo statement? When do you get the output? You will get the output only when you write an echo statement, because the echo statement will display some content on the terminal. Did I write an echo statement? There's no echo statement at all. Please read this. What is the response you're getting?
Read-only variable.
What variable here clearly mentioned that? A. So problem is at line number, where is the problem? Problem is line number 3. What are we doing in line number 3? We are trying to modify.
Yeah.
Can we modify a read-only variable? No, a read-only variable is always fixed. Clear?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Participants, please respond in the chat box. As of now, am I clear in explaining you the difference between scripting language and the programming language? How to work out with echo statement with the new line option? How can we create variables? How can we assign value? How can we print the values? How can we create a read-only variables? Okay. Every day we will have a meaningful progress. Every day we have a meaningful progress on shell scripting. It's your responsibility to retain the concepts and practice the concepts, whatever we are learning in our day-to-day approach. Thank you very much for your responses. Please maintain the interest and curiosity. The special thing about Python is something special. Python is considered as scripting language as well as programming language. Okay, so let's move on about this read-only variables we have discussed. So where are we standing now? So echo command options, working with variables, read-only variables, read command. Okay, what do you mean by read command? Let's try first. Okay, read command. Read command is a frequently used command which helps in accepting the values from the keyboard. Whenever your requirement is to accept the values from the keyboard, in such case, we use a read command. Okay? In such case, we use read command. Observe the program. Very, very important. Try to understand this. Before me executing the program and showing you the output, you should be in a position to do some guesswork. I'm creating a file. The name of the file is sample6.sh. What happens in line number 1? Echo statement. Echo statement will print some characters on the screen. Whatever, if you write echo hello, hello will be printed. If you write echo my name, Sunil, Sunil will be printed. If I'm writing echo enter your name will be printed. And then, as I have mentioned, the read command will will be waiting for the input from the keyboard. Experience it. Whatever the value what I entered, whatever the value I have entered, that will be stored in the variable A. Read command followed with the variable A. A is a variable name. So read command always follows with a variable. So whatever I enter, that will be stored in the variable A. And then I'm writing one more echo statement, hello, followed with the value which is there in the variable A. Let's proceed. VI, creating a new file. Sample6.sh. 3 lines of code. Insert more. Perfect. Okay, if you want, we can see the program. Cat is a command which helps you to see the lines of the code. So your program is having 3 lines of code: echo enter name, read A, and echo $A. So I want to run this particular program. sh sample 6.sh. Okay. Shell scripting is interpreter based. Execution happens line by line. First line, what happens? Echo statement. Enter your name. And your program is not getting completed. You can see program is waiting. Your cursor is waiting for the input. Why the cursor is waiting? It's not because of the echo command. Cursor is waiting not because of echo command. Cursor is waiting because of the read command. Read command will make the cursor waiting for the input from the user. That's the beauty. Echo command, we have seen many echo commands. Is it echo in the first program? We have used echo hello, hello, echo hi, echo ABCD. Is the cursor waiting? No. What made your cursor to wait? Read command will made your cursor to wait for the input. Now I'm writing my name, something like Sunil. Now what happens? This particular value, what I have entered from the keyboard, that will be stored in which variable? Which variable? The name of the variable is A. That's what you have mentioned here. So variable gets created and the value what I have entered will be stored in the variable. Once that happens, control comes to next line, echo statement, hello followed with the $A. That means hello followed with the value. What is there in the A? That is Sunil is printed. Can you see hello Sunil? Perfect. What is the new thing you have learned in this program? You have learned how your program should wait, how to make a program to wait for the input. The beauty is read. Read is a command which will stop the program execution. Okay, and wait, the cursor will wait for the input. That's what happens when you run a read command, when you write read command. And whatever you enter the values, that value will be stored in the variable and that is printed. Clear? So read is a frequently used command because many times we frequently accept the values from the users. So read is a frequently used command to accept the values from the user. Okay, as simple as that. Clear? Clear about this? Okay. Now I'll make a small change. Instead of enter your name, I'll make a small change. Please observe. Some value I'm writing. Echo, instead of enter your name, I'm writing some value. Do you think the program will run successfully? Let's do that. PI sample 6.sh. Insert mode. Do you get any error, participants? Tell me. Escape, WQ to save. SH, sample 6.sh. Do you think you get an error? Program execution starts line by line. You already know it. First echo statement, whatever you write in double quotes as is printed. Yes, as is printed. And rest remains the same. It will accept for the input. Whatever the input you write, that will be stored in the variable A. Hello is. Yes. Got it? Now, is there any importance for echo statement? You can delete the echo statement. So, vi sample 6.sh. I don't want first line. I delete it. That's it. S colon WQ to save and quit. Now it's just 2 lines of code. It's a 2 lines of code. Read A and hello and echo statement. Let's run this particular file. sh sample 6.sh. The first line is read. You know what the behavior of read. It will wait for the input. So if I'm writing Sunil, that is printed. Got it? Yes. So the point what I want to tell you is that read is used to accept the value from the user. Okay, now. But from end user point of view, you should have a prompt. It's always good to have a meaningful message. Enter your name, or enter your ATM pin, or enter your date of birth. You should have some meaningful message. You have to think from the end user point of view, so the end user can understand what he needs to enter. Without any prompt, if the cursor is waiting, how does end user know that what he should enter? Should he enter name, or should he should enter age? So it's always important that a read command should have a prompt. Prompt helps the end user to understand what he needs to enter. This is the read without prompt. When a read command is used without prompt, it is not meaningful. So let's do that. Now I'm introducing you the concept of prompt. Prompt is always used with read. That's a good option. When we can also use -p, stands for prompt option, with the read command to display a prompt before reading the input. Example. Compare with the previous example with this example. Here is also we have a read command. Here also I have a read command. Read followed to the variable name. Here also I am using the same variable name. The only thing that I'm using is -p. This is my prompt. -p is for providing the prompt. Whatever the prompt you want to provide it, you have to enter in double quotes. That will be prompted. And then the cursor will wait. That's the behavior of read. Whenever you write read, cursor will wait for the input. But it's always meaningful to have a prompt. So vi sample 7.sh insert mode. The read is always good with prompt. Escape :W. So is there any prompt? Yes, there is a prompt. P is for prompt. Enter your name will be the prompt. So that will be displayed. So if I run the program, sh sample 7.sh, can you see enter your name? This is a meaningful message and the cursor is waiting. This is called prompt. Because you have mentioned prompt, it will wait. Okay, so whatever I write, let's say Sunil, that will be stored in the variable A, whatever you have mentioned, that variable A is printed. So read and prompt always goes together. Whenever you're accepting the value from the keyboard, you should ask what value the end user should enter. That's useful for prompting. So prompting is very, very important. So I hope I'm very clear in explaining you how to use read command and how to use prompt option with the read command. Next. Any questions? Good evening, Balaji.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Sunil. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Is this clear, whatever we are learning?
Yes, one doubt I have. In the prompt, you have mentioned after the name, you have given a semicolon with space.
Okay.
So, do we need to explicitly provide the space or?
Okay, let's do that. Let's open the file. Balaji, I
Right.
go to insert mode. So let's remove this colon.
Okay.
Okay, and I remove this space also. Okay,
Yeah.
done. Escape colon W2 save quit. Now let's run it. Enter your name. Hello, sir. Got it?
Okay.
But it's always good to have a space, right? So that it will be meaningful. Okay. Otherwise,
Right.
everything is clumsy. Agree? That's the
Got
reason
it.
I have used colon. Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
So very simple. Whatever you write double quotes, that's blindly shown in the terminal. Agree? Clear, Balaji?
Yes, Sunil.
Thank you. Good evening, Dheeraj. How are you doing? I can see your hand raised, Dheeraj. Your question, please.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't unmute previously.
Okay.
Yeah, Namaste Sunil. My name is Dheeraj.
Yeah.
So the P is a prompt command. So if we write P only, are we supposed to?
No, it is prompt. -P is option. It is mandatory. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yes, I mean, if we write -P, which means P stands for prompt. Only then are we supposed to write whatever we are like say enter your name, display your,
Yes, correct.
or else it won't work without.
Every prompt should have some set of words or letters. Okay, that we use it to display.
Okay, that means it's also like a print thing.
Something
actually.
similar to print. Yes.
So without if you only write a read space, whatever that is in the same whatever that quotations, so it won't be printed.
Whatever you write it in quotation, that is printed.
Yeah, if you don't write -P, whatever we write in the quotations won't get printed.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. It only like back end it accepts, but if you
That's
want
it.
to display in the
Nothing
front end,
is
whatever
displayed.
our intention is,
Yes.
that intention has to be combined with -P. Okay.
Correct. Okay.
Okay.
Clear, Dheeraj?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
May I know your experience and location?
I'm originally from Vijayawada, settled in Hyderabad, and I was there for 15 years, and again came back to India, and recently I moved back to United States.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you happen to know this course?
If you remember, I was with the name Datta Parsi. So I attended like a year ago. I think some other your thing. I attended this Python. You had it free, and with the name Datta Parsi, because and I took another course Azure with some other
Mr. Ankit Narula, probably.
Ankit, yeah, Narula, yeah, I think non-Telugu person. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Dheeraj.
So I was with that name, so you might I spoke to you, but that is from the institution like who I know. So they get you all the candidates.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So right now I joined myself. Individually with my original name.
That's okay. Yeah. Thank you, Dheeraj.
Okay, sir. Okay. Namaste. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Let's move on. Okay. We will be using frequently a pipe operator in Linux. So I want to spend some time understanding about pipe operator. Let me quickly do that. Okay, I want to create a file. Okay. I want to create a file. The name of the file is file1. This is the name of the file which I want to create. How to create a file in Linux? By using cat command, use greater than symbol. That's a redirection operator. Mention the file which you want to create, file1. This is how to create a file. And I want some 10 lines of content in the file. So let me quickly show you how to create a file in Linux by using the cat command. You can also create the file using the VI editor, like every day we are doing it in every shell script. But this time I want to use it by using the cat command. Cat greater than, mention the file name which you want to create, file1. In this particular file, I want to write some 10 lines of content. Line 1, line 2, line 3. I have written 10 lines of content. How to come out of the cat command? Control D, participants. Control plus D is the key. You have to use it to come out of the cat command. I'm out from the cat command. I'm done with creating a file. What's the name of the file? File1. You can say ls to see list of all the files. You have created a file1. How to see the information? File1 is created. If you want to read the data, cat followed with the file1. You can see this is the 10 lines of content. Okay. Your file is having 10 lines of content. A file can have 10 lines of content. A file can have 100 lines of content. My requirement is to display first 5 lines. My requirement, participants, your file is having 10 lines of content, but my requirement, I want to get only the first 5 lines. I want to display the first 5 lines. Whenever you want to display first n number of lines, we have a command called head. Head is used to display first n number of lines. How many lines I want to display? First 5 lines. You use -5. Mention the number of lines. From which file you have to mention, from which file you want to display file1. So are you able to get the first 5 lines? Yes. Head is a command which helps you to get some n number of lines from a particular file. Similarly, I want last 3 lines. I want last 3 lines. If head is a command which helps you to get the top 5 lines, tail is a command which helps you to get the bottom lines. Tail, how many bottom lines I want? Last 3 lines from the file1. Participants, are you able to get the last 3 lines, bottom 3 lines? Perfect. Head for first n number of lines, tail for the last n number of lines. Okay, now I repeat one more time. Cat file1. I want the last line. I want last 3 lines. Tail, -3, we already have done it. File1, which will give you last 3 lines. I want only the last line. If you want only the last line, tail, what is the last line? -1, last line for the file f1. We'll give you the last line. Last line is line number 10. Clear? Clear about this? Perfect. Head command to get the top n number of lines. Tail command to get the bottom n number of lines. My requirement is I want to display line number 5, 5th line from a particular file. Whenever you want to display nth line, 5th line, 6th line, if you want to get a specific line, in such case, we have to use pipe operator. The concept of pipe operator is, look at this. Pipe operator in Linux is represented by a vertical bar, that is pipe. Okay, that is just above the enter key in your keyboard. Just above the enter key, we have this pipe. The purpose of the pipe operator, it's not a command. The purpose of the pipe operator is to connect the output of one command to the as works like input to other command. The pipe is a command in Linux that lets you to run 2 or more commands. The output of the one command will be the input to the next command. What is this pipe and how can we use this particular pipe? Let's try to understand with an example. Please observe. Coming to our scenario, my requirement is to display 5th line, only 5th line. How to work out to display the 5th line? I'll show you now. What is the output of this command? Head -5 from the file1. What is the output of this command? Tell me. When I use head command, you'll get the top 5 lines. Agree or not? Let's do that. Are you getting the first 5 lines? Perfect. Because head hyphen y from the first 5 lines. Now, out of this first 5 lines, I want to get the out of this output. Out of the result, I want to get the last line. Okay. In such case, you have to use a combination of head and tail. You have to use a combination of head command and tail command. Whenever you want to use a combination of commands, then only the pipe operator will be used. So I'm using pipe here. And the next command, tail -1. Let me show you how this command will work. Let me explain you. Let me explain you. Here there are 2 commands. One is the head command, the other one is tail command. Followed, there is a pipe in between. First, what will be executed as mentioned in the order? This particular command gets executed. Head -5 file1. So what is the output of this? You can visually see this is the output. You'll get the first 5 lines. The output of the first command is stored in a temporary file. The output of this command will be stored in the temporary file. And then the second command will execute on the temporary file. This is the temporary output, right? The output will be stored in the temporary file. And then the second command will be executed on the output of the first command. This is the output. Second is what? Tail -1. Tail hyphen will give you the last line of which output? Of this particular output. That means obviously what line you will get it? Line 5. So are you working with 2 commands? Whenever you want to run multiple commands in such a way that the output of one command will be the input to the second command. The input of this tail is output of the first command. Let's say I want line number 4 and 5. Participants, I want line number 4 and 5. So what you have to do? Sorry. So tail -2. -2 is nothing but line number 4 and 5. So first 5 lines will be printed. Out of those first 5 lines, last 2 lines will be executed, and you can see line number 4 and 5. So pipe is used to run multiple commands in such a way that the output of the first command will be the input to the next command. So this is how the pipe works. Okay, perfect. So this is what I want to discuss about pipe. Next. I want to discuss about cut command. We will have a detailed discussion again, but to start with, let's learn about the cut command. Let's have a detailed discussion later, but on a basic discussion, let's do that. I'm creating a file. File name is student_info. And this is the data. First column, second column, third column, fourth column, student ID, student name, student course, student location. And these are the records. 101 John. Shell, this is record 1, second record, third record, and fourth record. I want to create a file with these 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and these many number of records. First, let me complete this file creation. Go to insert. Speak. Escape. Let's see the information. Yeah. This is the data. This is the data present in the file. Field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4. Very important observation. What is a separator? Tab is a separator. I have used tab as a separator. Participants, let me see. There's a tab as a separator. The separator between the fields is a tab. Very important. The observation is tab is a separator. First observation. Second observation. In this particular file, there are 4 fields: SID, SNAME, SCourse, student course, and student location. How many records we are having? 5 records. Participants, not only this 4 records, even heading is also a record. That's also a data. Nothing special. There's no concept of data type here. Everything is information, right? This is also information. Like how this is a record, this is also a record. Even heading is also considered as a record. So the point is your file is having 4 fields and 5 records. Okay. Now this is your data. This is your data is having some set of fields, some set of records. But out of these data, you want to display only the student names. You want to display only the second field. Okay. That means you want to cut the file. You don't want to display the complete file. You want to get only the part of that particular file, which part only the second field. Obviously, you have to cut the file. So cut command is used to cut and show you some portion of the file. The requirement is I want second field. How can you do that? Look at this. What cat command will do? What cat command will do? Observe here, cat will show you the entire file. But do you want the entire file or you want only the portion of the file? You want only specific portion. I want only the second field. You have to cut the file. So cat student_info will show you the complete data. This will be the result. Pipe. We have learned how the pipe. And second command I'm using cut hyphen F stands for field. F stands for field and which field you want. SID is the second field, first field, and S name is the second field. So 2 steps refers to field number, second field. I'm using 2 commands here, cat command and cut command. What will be executed first? Cat command will be executed first. This is the result it will be stored in the temporary file. Cut command will cut that particular output, and out of which I want only second field to be displayed. So are you able to get only the second field? Perfect. Cut. Only the part of the field. I want third field. Okay, very simple. 3. Only the third field. Got it? I want second field and third field. 2 fields. Separate with comma. 2, 3. Are you getting the second field and third field? Perfect. So cut will help you to display only the part of the particular information. Here, information is perfectly stored as a tab as a delimiter, tab as a separator. That's how you're able to do it. Okay. So quick information about how the cut will work. So I have shown you if you want second field and fourth field, you can use comma as a separator. Now you want 2, 4, second field and the fourth field. Second field is the student name, fourth field is the location. Instead of comma, if you write 2 hyphen, it's starting for 2 to 4. When you write 2 hyphen 4, it is 2 to 4 range. So you can get second field, third field, and the fourth field also. Okay. So if your requirement is to display second field and fourth field, use comma as a separator. If you want to display second field to fourth field, hyphen is used. Okay. Observe this is a tab is a deal. This works well with the tab as a delimiter. Tab as a delimiter. Yes. Good evening, Soma. What happened? You have dropped your hand.
Normally, Sunil, I have a doubt. Usually, while we are creating shell script, we'll mention starting hash bin bash, right?
That is called shebang line. I will discuss that. Don't worry. At the right moment, you'll understand what is the importance of that shebang line. Okay. You will find hash. Visit it, followed with exclamation symbol and followed with /bin/bash. Agree?
Sure.
We'll discuss that. Anything more, Soma?
Yeah, that's it.
Is this clear? Whatever we are learning?
Yeah, it's clear.
Thank you. That's it, participants. Did we meet our agenda? So we have learned about pipe. We have learned about cut. Redirection is pending. Because of time limitations, I have redirection options to be displayed, but that's okay. We will discuss about the redirection concepts in our next session. Before closing, any questions? Please raise your hand. Good evening, Amol.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, in the pipe, can we add one more pipe?
Yes. It's not just 2. So the second command gets executed, and again, third command will be on the result of the second command. Okay?
Yeah, okay. It's clear. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Sangram.
Hi, Sunil.
Yes, Sangram.
Actually, I wanted to know where that .ss file is storing, means in which area it is storing.
1 minute. Look at this. I think we have disconnected. Okay, look at this.
Okay.
You have all these files, right? Sample 3, sample 4. You
Yes,
want to know the location. PWD stands for print working directory. It will show you the current path in which your files are getting stored. All these files, whatever we have created, are getting stored in /home/ec2/Sunil directory. In that particular directory, the files are getting stored. Okay?
Okay, Sunil. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Vishwanathan. Good evening, Vishwa.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Vishwa.
Yeah. So the thing is, by using the echo statement, when anything which is given in a double quotes, it will display as usual, right?
Correct.
If you can give a single quote.
Single quote also works, but double quotes also works. It's recommended to go for double quotes. Okay?
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
One more final call. Zeno.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, I just wanted to double check, how can we get these notes?
How can we?
Get the notes or the videos or the recording, sorry.
Okay. Are you there in the previous session, day 1?
No, I missed the day 1.
Okay.
The
The day 1
is...
session is available in the YouTube channel.
Okay.
I have. You're from which country?
From the state.
Zeno?
Yes, can you hear me?
Are you there,
Hello?
Zeno?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please look at this. Zeno, this is our YouTube channel. Yes, I can hear you. This is our YouTube channel. Can you see shell scripting day 1? This is previous session. Okay. Please, this is I'm sending this YouTube link in the chat box.
Okay.
Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. 1 minute, please. Hold on. Okay. Okay, and even today's recording will be uploaded. First 3 sessions will be available in the YouTube channel, and then the recordings will not be available. Only live training is absolutely free, not the notes and the recordings. If you want the notes and the recordings, you need to pay a small amount of $25.
Yeah,
I think so. You need to make a small amount of $25 so that you will have the lifetime access of the recorded sessions as well as notes. Otherwise, the live training is absolutely free. The Zoom link, what you have joined today, that remains the same for the rest of all the sessions. Okay.
Gotcha. So how do I do, if I have to do the payment, how do I go about it?
Okay, so go to the site, Logic Labs. This is our site. I also send the site, the chat box. Zeno, so here you can see there is an option called upcoming batches.
Yes.
And this is the shell scripting which we have started yesterday. And here we have an option called buy now.
Okay.
And you can buy now. Select this, checkout, and log in using your Gmail. Okay, continue with Google, log in with your Gmail. And as you are international participant, you have to make the payment using credit card. Okay, so the transaction gets completed and you'll have access to the videos from the portal. Okay.
Gotcha. Thank you.
International participants needs to make the payment using the credit card only, whereas the local Indian participants can make the payment using Google Pay. You will have a UPI option and rest of all the options where you are allowed to make the payment of just for $9.99. You can avail the videos. Otherwise, live training is absolutely free. See tomorrow, very important concepts: output redirection, input redirection, error redirection. Very, very important. Output, what is output redirection? What is input redirection? What is error redirection? Combination of output and error redirections. These are all interesting concepts stated for tomorrow's session. Until then, have a good time. Thank you very much.